So that wasn't uncomfortable or strange. Um, at all. Um, no, actually, that was. Uh, uh, there's a kind of a breath um, as your grandfather starts to try to walk up the stairs, um, and then uh, ah, wrong set of notes. There we go. Right set of notes. Um Machiko, the younger of the two servants, uh, kind of sweeps over and puts her arm under his so that he can lean on her, and she leads him up. The two brothers, your father and uncle, give each other kind of a glare, um, and then Atsutane finishes his pushing of himself back, as you know, if he had held that motion in, comes up to his feet and just kind of one smooth movement, nods to his children, and just turns and leaves.
But
um,
Hmm.
yeah, and yeah, there's and oh, by the way, there's Koku like scattered and Koku and Boo and just scattered across the floor. Um,
Old crusty Zenny was still dirt in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Since I really want to leave myself because I'm so embarrassed, I will
Mhm.
take the departure of two of the guests as time for people to be allowed to go. And I will very politely, come out from behind my table, bow deeply to everybody, and said, I have been remiss in not paying visit to my honored mother, who was not able to attend. Can I visit her at this time? I'll say it to the room in case maybe a servant will enter or something. Answer somebody.
In keeping with, I guess, quiet, everybody, I guess, looks to Yukimaru. Hmm.
No, I think it'd be good for you to go and look after mother and see how she is, and hopefully she will be able to join us for the next family dinner that we have together.
How delightful to look forward to. I bow deeply to my brother, since he seems to have been taking the reins of authority in the room, and I flee because I'm gonna go find my mom now because I don't want to be here anymore. This is terribly uncomfortable, and I'm worried about my mom anyway.
All right.
With you were leaving, who is left in the room?
Um, Fujimune has slumped over himself. Um, Standing stoically behind him is Chikakata, um, his Ronin assistant, who still does not look like he is, still has that look on his face like, I am not here. I am not here. I am not acting as a backrest. I am not here. And um, Yukimaru and Gohan are still here.
Okay.
So one person vaguely conscious, one person pretending not to be here, and the rest of you.
That works for me. So I will take a glance over and say, Gohan, Have you lost your senses?
What are you talking about?
Do you wish to embarrass our, I guess, former lord of this family in front of everyone?
I mean, rather, regardless if they hold the administrative title, they're still the head of the family, and they're due their respect.
You have nearly publicly shamed him with this display, and I want to know why.
Is this not what the family needs?
It is less of what the family needs and how you presented it. This is something that should be handled behind closed doors, not in front of everyone in the world to see.
What do you mean the world? We were.
Or at least wrapped in paper and presented a little bit more uh, solemnly, as it were. I think tossing it on the floor was a bit much, but it does prove a point. You are providing for the family. Definitely uh, got got you the attention of the old man.
Johann may have an expression on his face like he's taking this to heart. What he's really to is internalizing that most of the people that he's seen handle large sums of money are people gambling at rest stops nearby on the road. And what you do is you throw down your cash and then you make it play, baby. So he's like, what is wrong? Man, everything I know is so wrong.
No, oh my goodness. Okay. Gohan, are you going to pick it back up, or are you just going to leave it there?
He will pick it up back up.
Okay. Okay.
And then maybe spend the part of the evening looking for a nice piece of paper to wrap it in, question mark?
No problem.
I'll say, at which point, with Gohan now kneeling down and picking up money off of the ground, Sho will look over to what is it, Chachikita,
Mhm.
and say, "You're in my father's employ, are you not?"
He nods to you, carefully not looking down as he does so. Um, I will see to the Lord's comfort.
And Sho will nod, and will say, "In the coming days, we should have tea. I wish to discuss something with you."
Of course.
And then Sho will very imperiously walk out.
Okay. Uh, leaving Yukimaru staring at the broken and shattered remains of a family dinner.
Hmm.
Unoko comes in and begins finishing the busing.
I'll turn my attention to the Ronin and be like, "You can return your master to his chambers. Make sure he gets in bed and uh, that he isn't too sick by morning. Bring him some water."
uh, of course.
And with that, I'm going to finish my rice with
Mhm.
Anoko here, and with it kind of now just kind of being us at the moment. Maybe
Mhm.
even with Gohan still chasing down some of the cash that he threw about. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna ask her about some of the more recent documents that I have received in the family's name and whatnot. And
Mhm.
there's definitely going to be some pointed questions about, oh, well, and, I noticed mother wasn't here and haven't seen her handwriting on things as much lately. Has she been, sick or how has she not uh, been well? Or, I'm going to try and see where
Mhm.
Anoko deflects to.
Um, and she's bustling about, um, picking up and cleaning up, and as you start to raise some of these questions, um, she will pause for a moment and then give you a um, she gives you that sharp mom glance, the one that comes from the fact that she helped raise you. Um, but then she pauses. Um, the lady has been um, tending to her rock garden in the woods. Um, it has been taking up most of her time.
Well, then it's good she has you to help pick up where need be. Then.
Um, it is at her direction that the decisions have been made, um, and I would like to think that her intent was clear. Uh, she will pause at that, though I am certain she wishes her chambers were warmer.
Fair enough. Yeah. No.
uh, then she gets gets on her way.
Yep. And I'll finish up the last couple grains
Mhm.
of good white rice here, and I'll be heading back up to my room.
Okay.
Actually, cousin, before you go, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
I saw something curious tonight, and I don't think I entirely understand it, but it appears as if grandfather didn't eat his dish, but I still saw someone removing an empty bowl of rice.
Hmm. I mean, old men such as he don't uh, often have disagreeable stomachs, and might not have been quite feeling up to eating. But you're right; they should have. I mean, it's not like he knocked it over or tossed it away or anything like that. Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't wish to upset you like I have with Show, but may I
No.
ask you a slightly. This may just be I have spent too much time on the road and I have exhausted myself and my mind is leaping to strange conclusions.
Oh, and where does your mind go this night?
But if it was a family meal and the bowl of rice wasn't eaten by him, and he talked about how everyone has to come together, and there seems to be restructuring and shuffling around the various roles and hierarchies of people in the household, could other positions be changing? Seems to lean on that girl a lot. In fact, a lot of people in this household do.
Could be that Anoko is also getting on, although uh, that he might not trust the old woman to help lifting and carry him and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure, uh, you know how much his health might have slipped over the last several years. Someone younger and stronger, although Anoko is always in my mind uh, strong enough to carry a frail old man. I would think, even in at her age. But yeah, leaning on new help like that is not necessarily uh, out of the question. Yes, whatever helps
All right.
put the old man at ease.
All right. Gohan, are you going to
Mhm.
return to your rooms as well?
I spent a few minutes trying to find paper.
Okay. Since that was indicated. And then you're going to sounds like you're going to spend some time trying to figure out how to fold coins into paper, which is where you'll be starting at the beginning of the conflict.
Yeah, I have step 1 and step 2. I don't know really how they go together.
Okay.
I can-
Okay. Show. You had imperiously left, but you did not have a specified destination.
I'm going to walk the grounds one
Uh-huh.
last time, just seeing how everything looks in more of the twilight and evening parts.
Mhm.
And then after that, just head on back to my room and do a nightly ritual of inspecting and maintaining my blades.
All right. And getting to Yua. You, however, had a specified destination. You were going to go try to find your mother.
Yes, and that means first going
Um,
to her chamber, because I would initially assume that if she is not attending, she is feeling not well. So that would be my first place to go,
Yes.
and then I'd keep looking. I'm not
Okay.
going to give up after that. So
Okay. You are a daughter in search of her mother.
yes.
Um, yes. Unfortunately, she is not in her chambers. So instead, following your memories of your mother from when you were a small girl, you go back out past the storehouse and back out past the family shrine, and back even further into past trees that at one point in time were well tended, but now perhaps are much less so. And find yourself back in an old clearing. This is where your mother used to retreat when she was most tired um, and most disturbed. And what was formerly a small set of stones, carefully arranged to be a little quiet meditative garden, has grown to a large and well tended, um, almost a shrine that is infused with a peace that even you can feel. Sitting in it, her gaze directed to three white stones set upon a gray stone, is a older woman. Her hair has gained quite a bit of gray since the last time you saw her. She is still as slight as ever, dressed in a heavy quilted outer wrapping robe, wrapped tight around her. It is hard in the twilight to see what color it is, other than probably a dark red. Um, but as you come closer, she looks over her shoulder, and it is your mother. Uh, you can see that across her forehead, she has taken something dark and drawn, well, looks almost like an eye. Uh, but she stands and takes a step forward and then checks herself. Yua?
I bow. Mother, I did not see you at dinner. I was concerned. I
It's dinner. Yes. Oh, you're back. And it was dinner.
Mother? Are you well?
She steps forward. She reaches out with a hand and presses it against your shoulder. When she pulls her hand back, you can see that the touch of her hand left soot, and you can see that she has drawn another like a half circle and then another half circle slightly smaller below it in the shape perhaps of an eye on her palm. Yua!
Yes, Mother. Are you well?
Yes. Yes, I am fine.
Uh-huh.
Your great grandmother and I were just speaking. I am so sorry. I thought that you were coming at the first of winter.
When is it now?
He pauses and looks about. Oh my, I am sorry. It is time, it has flown, and you are really here. You are here. She hesitates and then reaches out and then hesitates and pulls back. It is so good to finally see you here. Now.
Perhaps we can.
It is
Yes.
now, isn't it?
Perhaps we should go have some tea.
Roll perception.
This would be a disaster.
I'm not going to roll perception
Oh.
to tell you she's acting strangely.
Yes.
That you got.
So, 10.
How's your
10.
perception check? 10. 10.
I hit
Okay.
things, okay?
You hit things. Well, okay, but your mother is standing barefoot.
But I can see her feet, right?
Yes, you can see her feet.
This is always important in Elfenvar to do a foot check.
Always look down. Always look down. Yes.
Always look down. And she is wearing, you have seen robes of similar cut, although it's been a long time ago. She is wearing a kimono that looks a lot like what you saw some Asako wearing a long time, like a long time ago, but it's old. Tea. Yes.
I can pour you some tea.
Yes, there is tea.
Yes, it's like, here's a crazy person standing in the snow, and it's my mom, so I'm going to take her in for tea, and then maybe invite my brother, because he might be better at this than me. All right.
Well,
Right.
it is getting on and getting late.
But tea.
So you discover your mother wandering around in the snow by herself in bare feet. You take her back to her room. You get her some tea.
Okay, so I was going to take her back to my room first, and when I ask for the tea stuff to be brought, I will ask to basically have the servant inquire to see
Machiko?
to inquire if my brother would like to join his mother and I for tea.
Okay. And so that will then be the setup that you were leaving. As the events, as the scream pierces, you're looking for Machiko, and she's you can't find her. But your mother is in your room. And you are
Well, I was just like
trying to
looking
get
out the
yourselves
door. Yeah. I
ready
just
and
want
trying to
tea.
figure out where the yeah when you heard the screams. Um, as we are now caught up with ourselves, there's been a passage of time, a time to take a deep breath, and then the fight, and now the aftermath. There's been a
Okay,
horrific
so we were
battle.
back in time,
Uh,
and then this is the fight against the cats. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Remember, we started with the fight with the cats. We did the introduction. You had that horrible dinner. Now we're caught up in time.
Okay.
We flash forward to the end of the fight, where everyone was kind of gasping for breath, looking around, going, "What on earth?" Yukimaru still is holding the mallet or the handle of a mochi smashing mallet that he snagged to have a weapon in hand. You are wearing your armor now, which is a little bit odd because your armor was
Yes.
on your armor stand. Sho, you had knocked one of those creatures out of the servants' quarters, out into the pond, out into the garden, the kind of tattered garden. You had fought it to a standstill. Lord Moon is still looking down upon you. Gohan, you had also successfully intervened in the fight, and had demonstrated both competence and some degree of unusual abilities. And you have here now chaos and confusion, and that is where this next part of the scene begins. Does that sound familiar to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now you have some of the social framing around what on earth just happened. So, as you all get a moment to draw breath and see the world around you under the light of Lord Moon, you hear from Yua's room kind of a plaintive voice say, is everyone all right?
I'm coming, Mother. I just need to fetch the tea. Yukimura-san, there's something very wrong with our mother. I say in a low voice.
You could say that. Something wrong with my eyes as well. You were out here in your night clothes just as the rest of us were, and then now you were fully armored. You're clad in lacquer.
It's the same old armor. Sir, or she has Naginata. I need to put this away, but first I must check on our mother. Come when you can. You can bring the tea if you can.
I'll see what I'll see what I can do by getting that together.
So I'm just trying to get out of there first. I nod at Sho and Gohan, acknowledging, we have been partners in battle, nod. But there's another big problem that I need to go figure out. So I'm hurrying back and then hurry back to the room.
Give the samurai high five, the nod. Sho will start making his way over to Atsutane's domicile.
Okay, so you will head up along the bathhouse, around the edge of the main house, and to Asatane.
Correct.
To really the first son's home. Okay. Yukimaru.
I am going to get some tea with Anoko and start to grill her about what she was doing out here and what were those creatures.
Okay. And Unoko is still trying to comfort Machiko, who was kind of at the center of all of that. Uh, so you're kind of. I need to go get tea.
Mm-hmm.
Onoko, where's the tea?
Yeah.
Onoko. Okay.
Tea
And
will help the girl as well. Bring her along.
okay. And Gohan, in
Mhm.
what direction are you headed? And
He's gonna go with his cousin.
uh-huh.
He doesn't know much about his aunt, but apparently someone's in distress.
Okay. Um all right. So that gives me kind of 3 groups. All right. We'll go first off with show as part of this show. It's not that big. I mean, it takes you like a couple of moments to stride towards the first son's house. What's your destination here?
Mostly I'm looking around the house. I want to make sure to see if there's any sort of disturbance, whether or not
Okay.
they've been attacked here or not as well.
Okay.
So I don't want to interrupt Atsutane if I don't have to, but
Okay.
if I come across them, then I will intend to talk with him. But otherwise, I'm just going to be walking around doing a small patrol, making sure nothing else is around here.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Okay.
You woodsy, crafty samurai duelist you.
And we all know that duelists are the best woodsmen. 8.
8. And the dice would agree with you. No. You don't see anything out of sorts or out of the ordinary. Perhaps the only thing surprising that you see is that the building is actually dark. There is no light within that would indicate someone was home.
Okay. Yeah. If there's a way that I can enter without disturbing, I will do so.
Mhm.
But if the next thing I'll do is just start wandering around and listen to see if my uncle's a heavy sleeper and snores a lot.
Okay. Absolutely. Shifting over to Yua. Yua,
Yes.
you hustle over to your mother. All right. As she sees you walking towards her, she smiles. A big. You have not actually. You probably never actually seen your mother smile more than like that soft courtly smile. But this is a big smile of honest joy as she sees you walking towards her. And she looks over, she's looking at you, and then she deliberately looks over your shoulder and she bows so that her head is actually below her waist and her long hair falls down around her. Um,
Mother?
Bless you,
I glance
she
over my
says.
shoulder just to make sure.
Hmm?
It's all right now. Just some shadows. Please, we should.
Yes. Bless you, and thank you for your blessings. Thank you for taking care of my daughter.
Okay.
She straightens up, and her hair is like in front of her face.
Let's have some tea.
Let's have some tea. All right. You could attempt.
I could.
You could attempt religion.
Sure, I'll try. I'll attempt it.
No.
I hit
Okay.
things. Okay, that's what I do. I'm good at it.
Okay, you with her total of 3 on her religion check, doesn't notice. All right, moving on. You usher your mother back to her room, or back to your room. Yukimaru, and Gohan. You are
Mhm.
both with Unoko, who reaches down and just Yukimaro asks for tea. She reaches down and she kind of scoops uh, Machiko up and just kind of stands up with her um, and gives her just kind of a shake. And Machiko kind of shakes herself, and Unoko uh, leans very close and whispers something in the young girl's ear. She kind of nods, straightens herself up. The young girl straightens herself up and nods. Um, and Inoko looks over at you, Yukimaru. Tea for your lady mother. Yes.
Yes, and some if Machiko needs it as well.
Uh, Machiko. Machiko nods. This is your responsibility. Um, she, Machiko kind of bobs. My lord, she bows a little bit to you, Yukimaru. I will be happy to bring you tea. Um, we have some of the green tea left, but we also have roasted barley. Um, and there is a bit of the white tea from Milady's family in the north.
Bring the white tea.
Uh,
And they're just the essentials. I think I still have my set of utensils with me packed up in my room. I can go ahead and gather those and bring it together. But I will need the white tea and water as well as coal for the heating.
of course. She looks at Unoko and Unoko nods. It will be a moment to heat the water, but I will have it to you as soon as I can.
Sounds good. I will see you at my mother's quarters then.
Mm. Um,
And yeah, I'm gonna go retrieve my tea set and bring that over to. I guess actually no, sorry, bring it to my sisters. I forgot that
right.
everyone's meeting up there.
Okay.
Bring it to you as.
Awesome. And Gohan, are
Mhm.
you going to continue to follow, or Machiko leaves to go get the tea. Uh, Yunoko is just kind of standing there looking at this mess. She's like,
They've built up some pretty good rapport, so Gohan's gonna go with Machiko and
okay,
help her get the tea ready.
okay. Which as you go with Machiko, uh, you see Inoko kind of draw herself up, set her shoulders. Um, since you are there, um, give me give me a medicine check, actually.
14.
Okay. Maybe it's just a trick of the light. Maybe it's your eyes seeing things as they are, not as they have been presented. Maybe it's both. But for just a second there, um, in the moonlight, you would swear that if they weren't obviously from different families and different places in life, that Unoko and Atsutane might even be twins.
Interesting.
All right.
From what Oda understands of humans, that they could probably be twins.
Um,
Humans
they,
do weird stuff with their kids all the time.
all right. Um, and you go with Machiko.
Mhm.
Yukimaro You arrive back at your humble abode, your room, gather your tea kit, and
Mhm.
arrive just as your sister is getting your mother closer to settled. Um, your mother is, you know, long hair. Um, seems just terribly unsettled.
Ah, Mother, look, Yukimaru-kun has arrived to share tea with us.
Yes, went ahead and got my kit, and we're having some of the white tea brought up for us in just a moment. So yeah, everyone can go ahead and have a
Y-
seat, and we'll be getting started here shortly.
Yukimaru. Yukimaru. Yukimaru.
Yes, mother.
Oh, Yukimaru! She stands up, looking about frantically.
Hyo gives a little shrug.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, Yukimaru? Oh,
Mother, he's right
he's
here.
not here yet.
He's
He won't be here till the spring.
he's here right now, Mother.
Oh,
And-
she looks about again. And then her eyes finally, like, through her hair, you can see her eyes kind of focus on you. Oh, look at you. You're so young.
oh, thank you. I uh, have been trying my best to take care of myself.
She starts laughing and she reaches out, she grabs a hold of you. Oh, oh, this is such good news.
When she grabs a hold of me,
Uh-huh.
I think I'd like to use a reaction on one of my
Mhm.
uh, things here. Let me see, which one was it?
Mhm.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Let's use Well of Desire.
Well of desire. All right.
Hey,
Okay.
starting with a 19 is already pretty good. All right,
Okay.
6. So that'll be a 25 altogether versus her passive perception.
Okay.
I'm assuming that is probably going to beat it.
That will easily succeed.
All right.
Uh,
Let's see here. Okay, I didn't roll an 8 or higher on my intrigue dice. Yeah, let us go with
Mhm.
the creature's intentions.
Okay. Um well, you can tell she's genuinely happy to see you, so that's not that's
All
not
right.
worth a roll.
Fair enough.
Um,
There's that, but I guess
um
more something that goes possibly beyond just happy and whatnot. Like, yeah,
yeah,
what
yeah.
is yeah.
Yeah, that's good say. Um she seems not only happy to see you, but honestly confused, like she is talking about something that has already happened, and now so she's very confused that it hasn't happened that way.
Okay.
It's not that she's not pleased.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her son is home. Yay!
Yeah.
But she honestly thought you wouldn't be here till spring, or more specifically, she honestly remembered you not being here until spring, and she is surprised by the fact that you are here.
That puts stuff together for me. Excellent. All right. Thank you.
Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. um, she's like, okay, you're here. Yay! um,
I am now. Sit. Let's have tea and discuss
mhm.
what's been going on. I've heard that you've been tending to a wonderful garden recently.
Mm. Oh, oh yes, yes. Um, there are gardens and there are gardens, and this is the garden that I can tend, and it should be enough.
No, I think so. I've
And-
heard it's a rock garden. It's not like it's uh, you know, anything more or less than you can handle. I think here in this in these lands.
Mm. Yeah, she leans forward and says, "It's not like those blighted trees."
What, the
And,
ginkgo?
and with that, because that's a great segue, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we move back over to Show, who is kind of walking around the outside of a building. um, and
Yeah,
you know this,
I won't
yeah,
spend terribly too long doing this. Just until I'm satisfied that nothing has attacked him inside here, then that'll
uh-huh,
be fine.
okay. Um, what is your passive perception? Let me see if you could get this without having to waste your action.
13.
13? Actually, it's not that subtle. Um, you come around the building, right? Because you were just kind of walking around and you're noticing there's no lights. Um, and the wooden screen on the outside that should be closed for the evening. So this is the side facing away from the rest of the houses. I think on the west side,
Okay.
right? Um, is partway open.
That's worth checking out.
Okay.
So I'll head up to that screen and then
Mhm.
make my way inside.
Okay. Uh,
One of those
inside,
things where I'm being quiet, but I'm not being stealthy, if that makes sense.
right. You're relying on mechanically. You're basically relying on just the fact that you're fairly dexterous. You're not like banging a drum or
Yeah. I am not skulking around.
yes. Uh, but you are walking with light feet.
Yes.
Yes. Um, walking in, um, you are at the bottom floor of the the eldest son's wing of the family home. It's not huge. It has a single room, kind of divided by shoji screens. Um, you can see that um, the tatami mat that should be out is actually rolled up, um, and you can look through the whole area with pretty much a glance, um, and you don't see anyone.
Okay, now I'm walking around with more purpose. Um and I now want to check the entirety of the house.
Okay. Um, this would actually be a perception check.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or yeah, this would be perception in this case. You aren't going to take the time to.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to take the time to look around and see.
Okay.
Would that be perception or investigation?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Perception would be the I sweep the area with a glance kind of a search. If you're going to do a more thorough search, that's investigation, and will take a bit more time.
We'll do the thorough search.
Okay. That's what I was. Yeah, that's the probe I needed to do. Oh,
Well, 8.
8. Okay.
I can roll 8s very well tonight.
Okay, so you're going to spend a bit of time taking care of this, trying to think your way through where clues might be. That's investigation as opposed to perception.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like you're going to get too awful much. Um,
Yeah,
meanwhile,
after I sweep around and decide that I can't find anything,
Mhm.
I'll then start heading back over to the family houses
Right.
to meet up with the rest of the family to let them know that someone might be missing.
someone there may be a problem. Okay. Meanwhile, Gohan, you went off with Machiko.
Hmm.
All right. Um, she is a sniffling mess. Um, she was just assaulted by strange shadow creatures. She was defended by people she doesn't know, with extreme violence. She is now following orders to make tea for people like nothing happened. And she's had it, where people have had it, kind of up to their heads or up to their, she's had it like way over her head. She's done. Um, she's trying really hard not to show it, but she does not have this whole stoic Rokugani control of our emotions face thing going on. She's just trying to keep it enough together not to cry into the pot of water she is boiling for the tea.
Well, good news, because neither does Gohan. So once they get close enough just to see where the water is, he's gonna walk ahead of her a little bit and take a piece of cloth and wet it. And as she gets close, if she's got any like dirt or smudge or
Mhm.
scratches, he'll start
Mhm.
cleaning it and getting her sort of tidied up and give her
Mhm.
something so she can like blow her nose and cry into.
Okay. And she just breaks down. Um, uh, oh, I'm sorry, she says. I'm sorry. Pulls herself up.
Don't apologize.
It has been one thing after another.
I assume today has been more eventful than any day ever in the
Oh,
history of this household.
no.
No, this is usual? How often do cat monsters show up?
Well, no, not that, but the Lord and the Lords they can't even be in the same room together. And she's searching through the cupboards looking for the tea. And and uh um my lady is just, she doesn't even know what day it is, and I never should have come here. She pulls down a cup of tea, or a little pot full of tea leaves, sets it down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're one of the family. You don't need to hear this. I'm sorry. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to serve.
No, you're not, but that's okay. This is there's a reason that I went out on the road. This is a difficult household to be a part of. And honestly, it's a great help to me. I've been quite estranged. What exactly has been going on these past few months to make everyone so at ends with each other?
I don't know. Um, my mother, told me I had to stay here when they moved on. Uh, and I just, when they come back, I'm leaving. I can't I can't do this.
When are they
Uh,
coming back?
oh, should just be, well, they should be here. Maybe a day or two. I think usually we camp not too far from here. Um, and then, come in when we're ready to trade. But Ma said I had to stay. My mom said I had to stay, and I ah, all right. Tea. Um, Do you want to attempt to get her to open up a bit more, or
Yeah, I mean, he's not like trained courtier or a good manipulator, but
Yeah.
he's just kind of gonna be a comforting presence that she
Okay.
feels she can open up to, and no pun intended. Well, yeah, what am I talking about? Pun intended. She wants to spill the tea.
She does. Well, do you have any abilities which might be of assistance to you in this matter?
Maybe insight.
Well, this would actually be persuasion from a skill standpoint, but I was thinking in terms of your uh your special pilgrim abilities.
Mm.
Let's see here. Externalizations. Uh oh, you do actually have you have an ability which would be very helpful here.
Ooh, do tell.
You have calm emotions. You have suggestion.
Oh, that's right. I get a whole series of spells, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Nice tricks.
Heck, as far as I know, Beacon of Hope.
Oh, I don't think I have those spells.
Oh, you have a different set of spells. That's right.
Yeah, I do. That is a different pilgrim path than
That
the
is a
one I
different
took.
pilgrim. Silence, commune with nature, haste. Okay, none of these are as useful.
If only she was a mule.
If only she was a mule. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong set.
It's quite all right.
Those would have been the perfect spells for this situation. Commune with nature might not be bad, but not at the moment. All right. Okay. So this would just be a straight up persuasion roll. You're not trying to deceive her, you're just trying to be supportive.
Mhm.
Now,
Probably does not do swell.
yeah, the dice are not with us tonight. She sniffles and puts on her best Rokugani face. And gives you a watery smile. I am happy to serve the family. She turns and head towards the room.
Follow with.
All right. As you are doing so, as you are getting, as you, show, you're coming around the corner of the building between the outer room there and the bathhouse. Gohan, you and Machiko are sweeping back in from the storehouse, which also has the kitchen in it. Yukimaru and Yuna, you are in the in Una's room with your mother, who is varying levels of confused. Or at least not entirely clear on where she is. When, as you are walking, close actually to where Sho is, you hear a strange, deep, bellowing roar from in amongst the trees.